Hello, my Leo Sun Sagittarius Rising people. I hope you're having a great day. I'm clearly having some fumbly issues. Let's see what the next 12 months have in store for you. The tarot. So with Sagittarius in your first house, you may come off as somebody who's very adventurous, maybe a little flighty, likes deep discussions, but not necessarily commitments. That means that your sun, for most of you, not everybody, but for most of you, your sun is going to be in the ninth house, which is about philosophy and religion and travel, foreign travel. So it could be that you like to travel, or maybe you'll be traveling over the next year. Or perhaps you're considering going back to school, maybe for something that involves religion or more of a secular career, or at least studies. You like to learn things and study things. So let's see what's coming up for you for these next 12 months. I'm going to put these down in sets of 3 and then read them sort of quarter by quarter. So for August, we have Page of Pentacles, September, King of Wands, October, Ace of Pentacles, November is the Lovers, December is the Wheel. Wow, and January is the Star. Major Arcana is in the house. February, we have the Knight of Cups. March is the Chariot. April is Judgment. May is the Hanged Man. June is Temperance. And July is the Seven of Cups. You have some bigger, major life themes, although it's probably appropriate for you, right? With that whole philosophical bent that you may have, that intrigue. So this may be really appropriate. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck, which will be your overall theme for the year. 5 of Swords. Interesting. So with the 5 of Swords as your overall card, 5s are about the intellect, communication, words. Use your words. And 5s are about challenges, about conflicts, things that can cause change. Sometimes it's small changes, but they make you stop and look, or stop you in your tracks just for a little bit. So your overall theme for the year is a card about some mental conflict that you might be having, either with someone else. I don't know if this is a long-term thing you have going on with someone, or just you can't wrap your head around certain things that are happening kind of deal, where you're getting in your head yourself and self-defeating thoughts or self-defeating behaviors, usually thoughts or ideas that keep coming in, and you're trying to overcome that. So that might be what you're working on here over this next year, which I would guess, yes, it's a lot of internal conflict, just looking at the cards overall. But let's see where they take us here. So for August, we have the Page of Pentacles. I personally look at Page of Pentacles or pages as the student, the freshman in college, right? They're eager to learn. They know exactly what they want to do for the rest of their life, and they're eager to learn all about it. Okay, some of us, yeah. They're very naive and idealistic, but they're eager to learn. They can also be messengers, but I feel this is kind of your vibe a little bit, right? That eager to learn, that to explore new things, to dive in deep into something new. So something may be taking your fancy this month that you want to learn more about, and you're diving into it. It might even be some sort of meditative practice or method, like a Tai Chi even, I'm getting. Something along those lines that incorporates some sort of meditation or some sort of, it could even be Reiki, which is a healing modality. something along those lines where it's, again, it fits in with you really well and you're curious about it, so you're going to dive in and learn more about it here in August, or you are learning more about it. You're curious about it. You may be doing a lot of Googling, or you may actually go to some classes or to some places to check out more. And then we move into September with the King of Wands. And this to me says this is you. This is Leo stepping in. Taking charge. The King of Wands. Wands are a fire sign or a fire element, and very passionate, active. They like to move. And we have the line in the background, and he's not concerned at all because he's the King of Wands. He knows how to handle that already, right? He's very sure of his skills. He knows what to do. He knows what not to do. He is the king of the jungle here. He is in charge. So there's something you're involved in already where you are the leader of the pack, or the leader of this group that likes to meet or will be meeting. I'm just getting a lot of leader of the pack kind of energy coming in here. You're taking charge. It may be that you're advising someone in an area that you have expertise on. So I don't know if these are some other students. If you're a teacher, that would fit. If you are a teacher, then you're taking charge. Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it, for September? If you're a teacher, most classes have already started up or are starting up by September. So taking charge in the classroom, and maybe even in your peer group of the teachers you're looked at as a leader, especially on certain subjects, because you're passionate about whatever this is, and you love to talk about it. You love to guide people and help people out, and you really like to talk about it and discuss it. So that's you stepping into that role in September. And then we head into October, where we have the Ace of Pentacles, and Pentacles are material things. And this is almost literally like planting the seeds. So there's some new idea, some inspiration that comes up, and you want to start planting the seeds to make it happen. It's planting a seed literally. So I don't know if you're into gardening too, or planning a garden for next spring, but this is literally, I'm getting a literal in this case, planting the seeds. You're going to be planting the seeds in October. Now, for those where it might not be literal and you're not actually planting the garden, this could be planting a seed within yourself or coming up with the ideas of something you want to do long term, around or with your house or home. So you have an idea, and maybe you're just starting to doodle about it and come up with the ideas on it, but keep doing that, right? Because that can help manifest. That positive energy towards it brings positive energy back, or more positive energy in, I should say. So October, you're going to be doing some daydreaming. You may be literally planting some seeds, or ordering seeds, or planning what seeds you're going to order next year. Somebody out there is planning on a garden, okay? Because that's just what keeps coming through, in spite of the roots. Or maybe it is a home. It could be around your home. Maybe you're planning to move, or if you've just bought a house or thinking of getting a house, maybe you put an offer in on a house in October. That could be it too. So this next quarter, this August, September, October, it's not really a quarter, it's the next 3 months. You're going to be inspired or curious about some new aspect of what you do or how to do something. Something that can center you and is focused more inward on you. Although we have 2 pentacles here too, which kind of go hand in hand. So whatever this is that you're learning more of, now maybe your plan here, the seed that you're planting, is a way to make space in your home to practice that. That could be it. I mean, this could even be a gardening class or something you're taking here this month. And then by October, you're going to be planning for it. Meanwhile, in September, you're going to be in charge at work and being the leader that you are. Okay. Next. November, we have the Lovers. We have actually 3 major arcana cards here at the end of the year. So these are some big life changes or life shifts, some internal themes, some big themes, that's the word that I want, that are going on or happening here at the end of the year. So we have the Lovers, the Wheel, and the Star. The Lovers can be lovers, literally. It's a close relationship. Could also be contracts. The Wheel is change. The more things change, the more they stay the same kind of vibe a little bit here. But you're ready for it because you're standing on top and you're ready for whichever way it's going to swing, and you'll be there for it. And then we have the Star, which is about self-care for the most part, about turning inward and feeling how connected you are. This is what I'm getting for it for right now. How connected you are, how everything is connected, right? The connection between everything, literally, is what I'm getting for this one for you. So starting here in November with the Lovers, there could be, what I'm getting is some conflict or some relationship that you want to end. I was not expecting that, but apparently there's some relationship or something you're going to want to end. And that might be all part of what this evolution over here was too, is preparing for this. It could be a contract. I'm getting a lot that it's a contract. It could also, though, be a personal relationship that you have, that it's time to let it go so that you can each go on to your next thing and be the people that you need to be. So you're growing apart, and it's just time, it feels, to make that change and go your own way, which is steps right here into December. It's hard to do this around the holidays too, but it'll feel right when it's happening, because you're both kind of ready for it and you both know. It's just somebody has to say the words to make it happen, which again can be hard. I love this here. You see that there? This is you. That's an arrow, so Sagittarius. You're here in the cards. You're Sagittarius rising here. It's going to be time to let go so that you can move on. And here, literally, in December, with the Wheel, which is change, right, and movement. I don't know if you're going, if you're in a state or a place where you can go on a paddle boat, for whatever reason that's coming up. Time out on the water is going to help you, or going to be part of your events here in December. I don't know if you're going on a vacation or spending time at the beach somehow. This is a random thing to come up, so we'll go with it. I'm just getting that the paddle, the wheel on the ship that you hold on to, that the captain holds on to move. So you're in charge of this direction. You're in charge of the way that the things are going to go in December. You have control here in December of what happens, when it happens, how it happens, who you're hanging out with. So this is you taking that change. Maybe you guys had a really codependent relationship here, and now you're stepping out and taking charge of your life, of what you want to do, hanging out with the people you want to hang out with, and just living your best life and getting ready to do that, making that change to your psyche, to your energy, decoupling from the codependency so that you can be independent. And then here in January, this makes sense then, because this is a time where you're doing a lot of self-reflecting and having these constant aha kind of moments of how you know, the butterfly effect type thing. You're doing a lot of philosophical thinking here in January. And really feeling connected to the heavens, to the stars, to the universe. So it's you taking time out to reflect on that, maybe even to do some meditation on that. And this could even be because it's January and it sounds like you may be in a warmer environment. If not, maybe you're starting to plant your garden and doing some indoor planting or ordering the actual seeds or receiving the seeds. And really just hooking yourself to a shooting star so that you're ready to take off when the time comes. But in a good, really healthy way. Because it feels like you're very grounded while at the same time connected. So you have that energy flowing through you. Almost like being a channel where you're connected to the earth, you know, as above, so below kind of thing. It feels very balanced and just a lot of revelations, internal revelations about yourself here in January, a lot of reflection. But, I mean, it's deep, but it's not scary, if that makes sense. There's just a lot of internal self-discovery going on, and you're surprising yourself is what's happening here in January. In February, we have the Knight of Cups. Now again, knights for me are like the college graduate, so they have all the knowledge, but they don't have any experience. They're eager to get that experience, though. They're ready to go out there and get it done. And the cups are about emotions and intuition. So you could be meeting somebody. Might just be a hookup, but it is February. So you could be meeting somebody for Valentine's. It could be a blast from the past kind of thing is a bit what I'm getting here. But they're not mature enough yet for who you're becoming, but they may be fun to hang out with at that time. And this could almost even be your energy, although I think you've evolved beyond that by this time. That flirt energy. But you also recognize that you're okay with a temporary little situation here. So February, I think, is going to be about fun, about meeting someone from the past and just hanging out and having a good time as part of kind of your own little reward, if you will, for how far you've come. And it's also almost a test for you to see if you're out of this space, this codependent mentality or vibe. If you've managed to move beyond that, it's almost like you're testing yourself here with this. So you might have to also be aware that they'll want to cling and hang on to you, but that's not where you're at this time. So just be careful, because it's going to be like a moth to a flame, and you might have to splat them. So that's what I'm getting. Okay. And then we're moving on into March. The Chariot, another major arcana card. And this is, they're moving, right? They're moving on. How appropriate is that coming out of March or February here with this person? You loved seeing them again. You had a good time, but now you're done and on to the next thing, because your life, you personally are evolving, and you're not going to sit still and wait around for anybody else anymore. You're turning your attention to yourself, which is where it should be, and growing and finding out who you really are. So in March, yeah, you're just going to explore. I mean, you literally, just because this is my thing, maybe you're going to get an RV and take off, or rent one, or you're going to go car camping or go exploring somewhere. I'm getting mountains here, but you're going to go exploring. You're headed your own way. And you're excited about it. Sometimes it might feel like the wheels are falling off, but you'll know how to fix them. You'll figure it out. And you're trusting. You are learning to trust your own intuition here and let it guide you. You're learning to trust the universe and let it guide you to where you should be going next. Which leaps right here now into this next major arcana card, which is the Judgment card. The second to last one in the major arcana. This is a card of success, of leveling up, of moving from one state of being to a higher level. So your energy, I mean, your trust and your belief in yourself over this time, the evolution of you is beautiful. And we're only up to April. Like such a big theme for you is this whole, this evolution of you from this worrying about others or trying to support and be there for others, and it's now being there for you and taking control of your life and recognizing and seeing who you are. And this is a big step. So there's something big. See if I can figure out or feel what is it. I don't know if it's a literal move to another place. I don't know if you're going to be able to do this online. It feels like there might be an online opportunity that really lets you be free to explore or dabble in new areas, new ideas for how to teach certain things that you've kind of come through, or you have this idea, and maybe that's where this is born, this idea of how to teach something or how to communicate something around teaching that's online or is a mobile thing where you can travel and you can go to it. So it's a lot of movement and your discovery of and willingness to take that step and trust that this is the right thing for you. That's in April. And now we have another major arcana card. Seriously, what's going on? Here we have the Hanged Man. In this case, I feel like this is you putting things on pause for a moment, right? You've had a lot of going on, a lot of things changing, and this is you stopping for a moment, taking a breather and taking a look at things from a different perspective. It's almost like you want to make sure you're not missing something in this opportunity that you've created for yourself. But when we see the Hanged Man, it's a little bit of putting yourself in a chrysalis or in a pause or literally looking at things from another perspective. But I feel like this is you putting things on pause for a moment so you have time to think things through more thoroughly and really flesh out your idea and make sure, like, write it all down, write down a bunch of questions and then come loop around and answer them. And that's might be what you're spending a lot of your time doing here in this May time frame, is just sitting back and saying, what if? How about? Who, what, when, where, why type of things, right? Pros and cons, but you're certain that this is where you need to go. It's a little bit about, how am I going to get there? Who else am I going to speak to? Where can I go next? How, all the questions. And then we move on to another one, and the Major Arcana, the Temperance card. Good Lord. The Temperance card is a card of alchemy in a way, right? They're converting lead to gold. How appropriate for a Leo. It almost looks like a sun even, right? And it's very angelic. It's almost like you have a connection. I don't know if it's guides or loved ones or something like that, that you have a deep connection to and that you always feel are walking with you. But there's almost this alchemical feeling, this evolution here of that thought, of a thought process where you once thought things were a certain way about this person and you discover or understand something about that relationship or about them that totally flips the script and eases a lot of pressure from you. It's like the weight of the world is lifted from your shoulders. I think it's if there was some trauma or something that somebody said at some time, you realize that it's not your responsibility to hold on to that for them. That was theirs. It's not yours. And you may also, because you're taking this different perspective and this different look, this might be what causes you what brings that up and what causes you to go, oh, well, now I understand why that happened, and I can let that go. I can forgive myself about that. It's not up, you don't even have to forgive them necessarily, because it isn't about them. It's about how you feel and letting go of that so that you're not holding it anymore, because you don't need to hold it anymore. You're better than that. So it's like, well, there you go. It's converting a shadow into light in your life. So here we are in June, and you've gone through all this introspection and all this change, and you're evolving significantly, and also just realizing that it's not your responsibility to hold on to the past or things that happened in the past. And it's very freeing for you, because you're able to, I mean, it feels very light, if you will. I'm getting a very light feeling from it. And so that's beautiful. And this connection you have. So some of you are going to have or do have a deep connection with someone else from your past, or from even an ancestor or guides or something. And that's going to help you through this and help you see that differently and support you as you go through that process. Oh, that's some dang major spiritual evolution stuff going on for you. And then here we are in July, where you have some choices to make. They are emotional choices, right? Because we're in the cups. And you have a lot of options here. A lot of different ways you could go. Consider them all carefully. And trust your intuition. Because that's where you've been working on. And that's kind of what leads you and guides you, right? This trust and belief. That it doesn't matter what you decide. You'll get where you're supposed to be, no matter what. So in July, you're going to be, and you're not expecting to have this many options, but you're going to be presented with multiple offers on something. So you'll need to carefully consider which ones you want. And I would recommend going with the ones for you that feel right. Maybe you see the reflection of an angel on one of them. Or maybe one of them involves an angel. Or maybe there's a lion or something on it. Maybe that you see an arrow or a bow and arrow on something. There will be, you can even ask your guides or the universe or the divine for this too. There will be a sign that helps you determine which choice or choices, because it feels like you could pick 2 or 3 of them to make. So just trust yourself. Trust that things are going as they're supposed to, and that you will be making the right choices. You're going to have a beautiful next year. The transition is stunning. Okay. Well, happy birthday. Please hit the like button. And please hit subscribe, because I'm going to be posting more of these. And I have a whole lot of other ideas. And that will help support me and my channel as I grow. So please hit subscribe and hit notify if you want to know when I post more content. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day.